here with Nicole and Craig. We are back at the beach after a couple of weeks away in Germany, and what we're going to do today is we've got this little tiny frame here and we're looking for tiny treasures to fill the frame. Now before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that our advent calendar is now available on KoFi. If you want to know what's in it, check out the link in the description. Now let's get started so we can fill this frame.
Well, in case you didn't know, that was us back in Scotland. How can we tell? Well, it's still summer, but the skies are grey and it looks like it's probably going to rain quite soon. But despite that, and despite the fact that, as you can probably also tell, it's kind of high tide, we decided to get ourselves along to Kirkcaldy as soon as we had the chance, just to see if we can find some tiny wee treasures to fill a frame that Nicole's been hanging on to for just this kind of occasion. Now, could we find tiny treasures in a place like this?
Well, I think there's probably quite a few pieces here.
That's not tiny.
No, that's not tiny. That's way too big. Let's look over here. Look. If we look here, we can see there's some pieces of pottery here. Hopefully, they might have a wee pattern. If they don't, then we'll take a couple of the plain ones, like these, and see if they fit in the frame. So see, we've already found 3 little treasures. Now we just need a wee rock and maybe a couple of pieces of shell. Let's see, anything here?
Maybe a gate type thing, they're not shell.
It's a bit of a shell, yeah. Let's see, what else? What do you think we could have?
That'd be green bit.
Oh yes! Oh, that might just
Pop
fit.
that down on the white bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To see the colour.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so see, we've found 4 pieces already, and I'm sure that if we keep looking, we'll probably find enough to fill that frame. So we need 36 pieces.
It's all order. Now, is that too big? You see that piece of
This
sea
here?
pop? Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think this is too big. I'm gonna get that frame out in a minute, and then we can check just how small these pieces need to be. I think they're kind of probably around this size at the most.
Okay, dokes. I'll grab that up then. Oh, Nicole's
Yes.
going to be orange. So is that a wee bit of brick here?
That's a tiny wee brick. Yeah, it's really worn down, so I think that's gonna look really cute. Okay, what else is here?
I think you can agree there's tons of tiny stuff here. The thing is, we need a selection of different kinds of tiny things. Otherwise, it's going to look a wee bit boring, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that. It's more green glass. It's a really nice wee rectangular piece, though.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit too big, and even that piece of pottery right here, it has a lovely pattern.
I'll pop that up.
Yeah, that's good. It has a lovely pattern, but I think it's too big. What do you think? Should we take it anyway?
I think go for it. Go for it. We're here. We might get rained on before we get out of here. So
there's a wee clear piece. We've already got a sea foam and a green bit, so I think we need that bit as well.
today, folks, I don't think any of these type things will be making their way back home. But Nicole's just pointed out this wee, I don't know if that's a wee crystal thing or it's maybe a bit of glass. It's kind of peachy coloured.
Yeah, I think that might be a bit of quartz, so that's perfect. That's a different thing. So
do you know what we've got as well there?
No?
A tiny bird.
Oh, that might just fit. Let's take it and then we'll see if it'll fit in the frame. That's really well spotted.
Okie dokes.
Okay.
I'm going to take a wee stroll along here. I'll leave you having a wee look there unless you want to come along. But we'll just take a wee look along here. So we're looking for wee gates, any interesting coloured pieces of glass or any curious appearing objects that we might find as well.
Yeah. And a couple of shells as well, I think. If we find, you know, like the wee bird shell you just found, I'm sure there's lots of other wee shells. This is maybe too big. It's a bit of brick.
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay.
We've just come back from Germany. Anybody who's watched any of our recent videos, I would have seen that we've been in Berlin and in Braunschweig. And the temperature, at one point, we went to Checkpoint Charlie in Berlin and it got so hot we had to run away to a wee Irish pub. And I have to say, if anybody who's running that pub you want to do something about your service. Because we sat there for about 20 minutes whilst Nicole was overheating dramatically, folks. Really, really desperate. Yeah, I just saw another one of these as well.
Yeah.
Tiny ones. Nicole's desperate for a cool drink. We were just trying to get a wee Coca-Cola or something. Or maybe other soft drinks exist. And nobody came along, so we ended up going off to a wee ice cream shop and having an ice cream instead.
Yeah.
But 35 degrees it was, and we were out there with a wee, look at that, that's a bit cute.
Yeah, to put that in context, it's 15 degrees now here.
Yeah, it's a wee bit cold here now. Okie dokes, well, we can't complain about the cold, we can't complain about the heat.
That's Scotland for you.
It was very warm though. For 2 weeks solid, we had very, very, very warm weather. I mean 25 minimum. I'm starting to sound like the weather report here. I saw that myself. I'm going to have to stop this. Complaining about the weather, saying how better the weather is in Germany. It really was though, to tell you.
That is a really, really cute piece of sponge, but I think it's too big, but I'm going to take it anyway. It kind of screams earring to me.
It does, it's nice. There's a wee pink bit. I saw a wee pink bit. There wasn't that. That's a good size.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's perfect. So we will, after all, have a bit of kiln furniture in our frame.
And there was me saying, there's not a chance, not a chance of that happening today.
Yeah, where's the pink bit? Oh, a lovely wee shell. Yeah, okay. That'll look really nice. That'll be nice and colourful. So let's take that. That's really, really tiny. So let's see if I can find some tiny treasures. There's a little line right behind me, and I'm just going to go all the way along this little tide line towards the river, because there's usually lots of treasures here. So got my wee bag in my hand, and now eyes to the ground. Let's see what we can find. Just going to adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Now, what's here? What's here? There's lots of little things here, so you really need to just sort of do this kind of movement here. And I think I'm actually going to take a little bit of this sea coal here, because that's something that we really only find here, and it's a remnant of the coal industry. It can be burnt, but you really need to know what you're doing. Oh, look at that. Can you see it? Can you even see it? It's like the tiniest shell. Definitely going to take that one. See? Just need to get close to the ground, and you find lots of treasures. There's another wee shell here. It's probably a bit too small. I'm going to leave that one here. Oh, there's another one of these. Oops, so tiny. These tiny shells. So we've got 2 already. 2 tiny shells, a couple of bits of sea coal, another tiny shell. Oh, whoops! Hell yeah, it's so windy here that these tiny shells just get blown out of my hand. So I might have to pop them in my pocket before we keep going. Excuse the weird movement. I don't want to lose these treasures. Yeah, let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, there's a bit of pink there. There's a bit of pink somewhere. What is it? What is it? What is it even? Could be microplastic. Probably is microplastic. Now I've lost it. Okay. Now, okay, maybe I could do a frame with just these tiny shells. But really we're looking for pieces that are kind of representative of the Scottish coast. So it's a little bit, whoops, the wind is against me. A little bit of shell here, like a bit of angel wing. There's some pottery pieces here now. We've already got plain pottery, so ideally I would like a piece of pottery that had a bit of a pattern. I'm sure there's at least one bit here somewhere. That we could find. Now let's see. Maybe I'm gonna just step away a little bit. Sometimes that's helpful if you step away, and you can see bits. And there's a bit of a sea glass there. Let's see. we move on a bit, just up here, there's a lot of seagull here. And apparently there's a you can burn it. I remember I bumped into a man years and years ago, and he was collecting the seagull, and I asked him what he was doing with it, and he said he used to be a coal miner, and he knows which kind of seagull to collect, because some will just basically explode, and other seagull that's just perfect for burning. So you really got to know what you're collecting. So I wouldn't use any of this this coal in a barbecue. But that man, he knew what he was looking for. I thought that was really quite fascinating that you could do that. Now there's a tiny shell here, tiny wee mussel shell. Oh, that's nice. That's probably just perfect for the little compartments in the frame.
Well, we decided to split up a wee bit. Nicole's a wee bit behind me just now, and I've come up to this area with all this coal dust. It's a fair wee bit of it here. If we know one thing about the Fife Coast, we know that we're going to find some coal dust. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for tiny wee treasures to fill that frame. Now, I wonder if Nicole's found a wee bit of coal dust to fill the frame, and could a nice wee bit of coal actually be a very appropriate thing to put in that frame, given where we're looking and given the history of this place. We've certainly got a kiln stilt or two in there. These ones are far too big. There was one I saw just a second ago, and I think we might as well pick them up when we see them, and that way we have a wee bit of choice. But right now I can't see it, and the camera is just hovering over a pile of stuff. Let's see though, maybe, do you think that might fit? I'm going to take that along. I know it's a funny thing to take, but nonetheless, as I say, very in fitting, or in keeping rather, with the place that we're looking today. Now they're a tiny wee shell, and I'm not sure if Nicole's already found one, or maybe she'll find one at the same time as I'm finding this one, but nonetheless we shall have that. Now there's a wee bit of what looks like spongeware here, and I'm not sure if Nicole's actually found a bit of spongeware that's a good size, so I'll take that along as well. Similarly, this triangle looks really nice and wee. Maybe it's just the kind of thing that we need. Really cool wee bit of kiln furniture. Never hurts to have kiln furniture around. I suppose, especially if you're if you're firing things. Now I saw another bit just up there, but it's far too big. Oh no, maybe not too big, but definitely broken. You can see that this is that the same size. No, that's a wee bit weird. This one is a wee bit weirder than that one, so we're going to have that, and we shall crack on having a look along here. Oh, I'll tell you, I miss the sun. About 2 weeks, really nice warm weather. The only problem, nowhere near the coast. Now, having grown up by the coast as I have, it's a wee bit difficult to be away from it for any length of time. There's an interesting piece of glass. Not sure what that is. It has a wee ridge. Not sure if you can even see that wee ridge. There's a wee ridge just here, and this looks like it's started to lavender. It's quite hard to see that. I'll take them both, because I have no sense of scale today, and you never know. Now, there's a wee bit of brown up there. It's a lovely colour. Really nice warm colour. So we shall have that. And here is a wee polka dot piece of shell. I suspect that might actually be too wee, but you know, I'm not sure. So we'll take it along. Just the tiniest wee bits.
pottery area here. There should be something here. Let's see. I'd absolutely love if all the treasures were a little bit different, so that you could have like 36 different treasures in that frame. That's too big. And even if we don't manage to find 36 treasures today, probably got a couple of really nice rare bits at home in our collection. So, you know, so we can add a bead, or maybe a bit of red sea glass, like a tiny piece of red. So it's really nice and colourful. The frames are really nice. You can hold them against the light because they're perspex on either side, so you can just have the light shine through. Now this is a part of kiln furniture. I'm going to take that because it's really quite quirky. So there's another piece. Let's see if we can find something else. Oh, I found something. You see it? It's really tiny, but it's a gorgeous piece of blue. Now that's something. That's definitely something for the frames. Right here. Look. And it's the perfect size. Oh, and you can see, you can maybe see it, it actually has ridges on it. So that was part of a poison bottle. So a little bit of poison bottle, Scottish poison bottle, is going into that frame. This is a lovely piece of pottery. I always think these kind of look like wings with the little lines on them. It's probably too big. Let's see.
There's quite a fair few of these wee shells anyway, so maybe I'll just take a couple of them along and see if they do the job. Now, as you know, today it's about diversity of finds, so we're looking for as many different kinds of things as we can. Wee bits of pottery, wee bits of glass. Oh, hang on. Then another one of these wee conical shells, but it's this that I've seen, this tiny wee piece of blue pottery there. I think that's even a wee bit too wee. Just pop it down there, you'll see what I mean. There's that wee conical shell to go alongside it. It's the little things, isn't it? Often the little things that make the big differences. We'll have them. Now that I think might just be perfect. I found a couple of pieces of pottery, but I think they're maybe a wee bit big. But these two wee pieces are actually 3 wee pieces here. Now does that have, no, that doesn't have anything on it. But this does, and I think that's the Grecian pattern that I know Nicole's particularly fond of. And that is a wee bit of spongeware, which I know Nicole is also very fond of. Both of these are kind of, well, certainly this, the spongeware, is very much the kind of thing that was made here in the past. So that's an excellent wee inclusion to have in our wee frame of tiny treasures. Let's have that.
Okay, what else might be here? There's a lovely stone. It kind of looks a bit like a wishing stone. I'm not sure it is. It does seem to have a line going around it, so maybe that's a contestant. Okay, there. Nope. A couple of bits of shell. There's some shell that you can find, and it's super smooth. It's really nice. Oh, there's another wee bird. So we've got 2 birds, possible 2 birds. This tail might be a bit too long, but we'll see. Currently I'm just popping all the treasures in my pocket so that we can then see if they fit in the frame. So there's a bit of, oh, that's rather lovely. It's not what I'm looking for today, but you know, not going to shun this amazing piece of purple pottery. Purple pottery is, of course, one of the rarest pottery that you can find, and this one has a really lovely, it looks like, yeah, what does it look like to you? A lovely kind of floral pattern. This looks like there's maybe a kind of staff going in the middle. That's really nice. Let's see, there's a little bit on the other side. You can just see some leaves. It's maybe from a plate, maybe the edge of a plate. Could be that's the edge. So yeah, I'm going to take this bit. This is going to be a pendant. This is not going in the frame, but I'm taking it.
I think it's about time that I started heading back down the beach and catching up with Nicole, who happens to be right in front of me. Let's go see what Nicole's found. I've got a few wee things that I think might just be perfect for the... I'll tell you what, you're not going to hear a word that I'm saying over that ocean today. It's making a right noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll just give you these. And you can tell me if you think any of them are going to be suitable for our wee frame. I might actually have some more stuff in my pocket. Okay. It finds its way into the corners of these tiny wee bits.
Yeah, I know. We'll find them in the washing machine after.
I know. You find them on the stairs. You find them everywhere. There's a wee green bit of pottery just in there. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, just in there. Oh yeah.
That's the perfect size.
Yeah, that's perfect. So we've got 3 really lovely pieces of pottery. That blue one, this one has a grey pattern, and then that green one. And I think you found a little bit of, oh, that's like an urchin shell?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's too wee.
No, I think that might be really nice. And then, yeah, these pieces, I think they might be a little bit too big, but we'll take them anyway, and then we can try out. And there's a lovely wee shell there. We'll try and fit one of those...
might just have to file that down a wee bit there to get that to fit.
Yeah, I've just found this tiny bit of sort of sea foam and this shell, which I'm thinking might be a little bit too high. But yeah, that's a really good haul, isn't it?
I think we should get ourselves back along with the car, get away home, because it's blowing a hoolie here.
It really is.
And then we'll see if we can get that stuff in the frame. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's go.
Let's head off this beach.
Well, that's us heading back to the car, and as always, there's a little treasure on the way to the car. And it's right there, that lovely wee piece of blue here. Lovely blue little nugget. Now that's perfect. Now we've got a light blue piece and a cobalt blue piece, so that's really cool. And I also just spotted something which is probably too big for the frame, but look at that. It's a really amazing piece of grey. And grey is actually a really rare colour to find. I think that is grey. It might just be the light or the sky that's making it grey, but I think it's grey. Okay, now let's get back to the car. Enough tiny treasures to fill that wee frame. Now before we go, remember, we've got our advent calendar now launched on KoFi, and the details are in the description. And if you order before the 15th of September, I'm going to give you a free Mudlark pot marble. Now it only remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a minute to subscribe. An extra special thanks goes out to everybody who's been supporting the channel, Etsy and for your KoFi donations. That makes a massive difference and it keeps the lights on.